Thank you for all the questions. I hope I've been able to answer most of your questions. If you have any more questions, you can write in through my Instagram, in my Instagram handles here. So today I wanted to address a topic about being a doctor in Germany versus being a doctor in Switzerland. So how different are they? Germany and Switzerland, like I've told you before, are quite different. Yes, the language spoken in most of Switzerland is German, but it is a Swiss dialect of German. After almost 2.5 years in Switzerland, I still find it difficult to understand Swiss German. Luckily, written German is in High German or Standard German. What are the main differences between being a doctor in Germany and being a doctor in Switzerland? There's this impression, especially among German doctors who have, or doctors working in Germany who have not worked in Switzerland, there's this idea that doctors in Switzerland earn a lot more than what they would earn in Germany. But this is true in some cases, but there's a catch in this. After deductions, after all the taxes, your social payments, your unemployment insurance, your retirement benefits, after all that is deducted from your salary, you would earn about 1,000 euros more in Switzerland than in Germany, except if you're the head of the department. The head of the department in Switzerland earns much more than a head of a department in Germany. But for all other fields, whether it's a senior consultant, whether it's a consultant who's just passed out after his postgraduate exam, they would earn on an average just about 1,000 euros of ranks more than a doctor in Germany. Now, is this a lot? Absolutely not. The prices in Switzerland are not just double of that in Germany. They are sometimes 3 times or sometimes 4 times the price of stuff that you would find in Germany. It's absolutely insane. And this means the 1,000 extra that you would earn in Switzerland does not cover the extra expenses that you're living in Switzerland. Switzerland is extremely expensive, and I'm not saying it just because there's so many expensive countries in the world, and I have been to every corner of this world, almost every continent in this world. I have not seen a country that is as expensive as Switzerland. I was told that Norway is expensive. Yes, Norway is an expensive country. I've been to Norway, but Norway does not compare in no way to Switzerland. For around 1,000 to 1,200 euros, you would get a superb apartment in Germany. You would get around 120 square meters, an amazing apartment. In Switzerland, for that money, you would get something of just 50 square meters. For an apartment like that, you might have to shell out up to 2,500 to 3,000 euros per month in Switzerland. Just the accommodation is extremely expensive in Switzerland. The supermarkets are much more expensive. There is not a single free parking spot in Switzerland. You have to pay for parking everywhere, and it's so expensive. This is one of the things I miss about Germany, where we had free parking spaces everywhere. In Germany, the working hours are restricted to 8 hours per day, but in Switzerland it is 10 hours per day. Yes, you get paid that extra money, but you have to work longer for that. 10 hours per day. I've worked in Germany for a very long time, and you start noticing this difference when you start working 10 hours per day rather than 8 over 1 week. You start noticing that you're working much longer, you're reaching home much later. So this is another thing that I noticed in Switzerland. Switzerland has 10-hour work days, Germany has 8-hour work days. Training in Germany as a doctor is much easier than it is in Switzerland. The exams are much easier, it is much easier to pass, and Germany is an EU country. It's relatively easy to get a German passport, especially for doctors. You can get a German citizenship after just 6 years, whereas Switzerland is extremely strict with regards to giving away citizenship. It's between 10 to 12 years depending on which canton you are, and some cantons just make it extremely hard for you to get citizenship. It's much easier to get citizenship in Germany than in Switzerland. Another big advantage of Germany is the public health system, wherein if you have the public health system, that is the health system provided by the government, if you are a family, if just the father is insured, the whole family is insured through him. You don't have to pay for each separate member of the family, whereas in Switzerland you have to insure each member of the family. So this makes it especially difficult to have large families where each member has to be insured, and health insurance can end up being very, very expensive in case of a large family in Switzerland. Switzerland is of course known for its beauty, and it's very, very beautiful, no doubt about it. But Germany, I feel, has more variety in the landscape. You have the typical mountainous regions, the Bavarian Alps, which is exactly like Switzerland. The Alps run not just through Switzerland, they also run through the southern part of Germany in the state of Bavaria. And the Bavarian Alps are exactly like in Switzerland, extremely beautiful. Germany also has a lot of flat land, especially in central Germany, and absolutely gorgeous beaches in the northeast of the country along the Baltic coast, and rough seas along the northern coast or the northwestern coast of Germany. So you have a nice variety in Germany in terms of landscape. So Germany has a lot more variety compared to Switzerland. Of course, Switzerland is stunningly beautiful as well, but it's only mountainous landscapes that you have in Switzerland. As you know, Switzerland is not in the European Union, whereas Germany is in the European Union. And this means if you want to start any business, you have no difficulty having businesses in several EU countries. You can manufacture something in Romania and sell it in Germany, or manufacture something in Germany, sell it in France. There are no restrictions, whereas Switzerland has strict border controls about goods moving in and out of the border, because Switzerland is part of the European Economic Zone, but it's not part of the EU. And this makes a huge difference, especially when you're buying something from the EU. It has to be taxed at the border. So this makes items much more expensive if you're buying something from outside Switzerland. So this is another big factor to consider. The variety that you have in Germany does not exist in Switzerland. It's a much smaller market with a population of just 8.2 million. Switzerland is much smaller than Germany, which has a population of around 82 million. Another big difference are the number of large cities that you have in Germany. There are several large cities with over 1 million in population. For example, Berlin has a population of 3.8 million. It's a massive city. Munich, Cologne, Hamburg are all huge, massive, livable and beautiful cities. Whereas in Switzerland you have about 2 large cities, and the largest city is Zurich. And Zurich has a population of just 400,000 people. I mean, 400,000 is a very small city by the standards of any country. I mean, the shopping district of Zurich is in a street called Bahnhofstrasse. So I happened to be in the Bahnhofstrasse on a Sunday. You know, on Sunday everything is closed in Switzerland. There were literally maybe 10 to 15 people in the main shopping street of Zurich. If you're a young person who wants to enjoy life, who wants to go to clubs, parties, Germany is a far better option than Switzerland. It's literally there's no comparison when it comes to this number. The number of large cities, the options for shopping and culture is much wider in Germany. There is absolutely no comparison. Switzerland is much more provincial, and your options of shopping or a happening city is very limited. So I hope this helped you, and hopefully will help you in making a decision. If you have any questions, you can post them on my Instagram. My German course is being prepared as we speak. I hope to have it at least the A1 and A2 level ready very quickly. And see you in the next video. Bye.